Listen, body shaming doesn't go away. No way, baby. Even as we get a little bit older in life, we still seem to body shame each other, and it's got to stop. If you want to get some action with your partner this weekend, you might want to make some different food choices.
I just don't quite understand why people choose to live in those environments. Because we all have choices. You know what I mean? You can choose to not go through the drive-through. You can choose to not live in a place where there are blizzards. It's just like that old pair of shoes that we love. Yeah. And it doesn't fucking matter why we want to wear them, because we love them. Every place has got their problems. Just you pick your problem. 1,000 insertions in an hour. You got a piece of metal in your ass and you have a fucking magnet the size of a fucking car pulling on that thing. Of course she was screaming. What's so fucking funny, brother?
She went in for the MRI. And when the MRI was over and the tech was pulling the table out, the patient started to scream, Marty. She stated that she felt nauseous, she was in pain, and that she was going to pass out. An ambulance was called for the patient, and she was sent to the hospital. She was checked by the radiologist, discovered that she had a piece of metal in her ass.
It's easier to keep the fucking boat going in a straight line when it's just the two of you.
I had a guy text me yesterday and said, I could not get over the conversation you guys had about squirting. Like, nobody's talking about squirting. Apparently,
who is Bonnie Blue?
The 1,100 guys in 12 hours, Bonnie Blue. I became too shy and I couldn't participate because apparently, boys, there was up to 40 men around the bed at one time. Everybody had blue face masks on like the pandemic. And there were guys just basically, pardon for lack of a better term, coming and going.
Fantasy. Something's going on. If you're doing that just for the money, and that's something that doesn't make you comfortable, you're not going to make the sound that's going to tell you you're enjoying it. You find a fucking dead fish laying on the side of the fucking river, that's no fun taking that home to eat. You want to catch the motherfucker.
Because you're going to have an idiot come in there knowingly having something.
Yeah.
And just spread it. Because I don't know why people are like that, but there are people out here like that.
Disagreeing doesn't mean disrespecting, guys. No, not at all. It means you care enough to add your voice. Because the world doesn't need more yes men. Not to win, not to crush, but because your voice matters. Most importantly, guys, conversation matters. Pistachios apparently are now considered a complete protein.
Yeah. A complete protein is all 22 branch amino acids, right? So let's pretend that I'm a Martian and I got 22 fingers sticking up. That's a complete protein. Ain't nobody broken his strength wrestlers eating fucking beans and rice.
Roasted pistachios do in fact contain significant levels of all 9 essential amino acids. They now join quinoa, tofu, hemp seeds, and chickpeas as one of the few plant-based protein sources.
The crazy part about it is peanut, it's not even a fucking nut. It's a goddamn legume. The kiss of death is just open up the peanut butter jar, put the lid on the fucking counter and a spoon. I'll just have a couple little bites. The fucking thing is, like, listen, you put that lid on the fucking counter, don't put it on, just throw that motherfucker away because you were lying to yourself. You're going to eat that whole thing.
Once I eat one, I can't stop.
Peanut butter is frosting in fat form. That's exactly it. It's just, let's crush some peanuts and make it smooth and let's just eat them.
There's no such thing as too big of a bite of peanut butter.
Body dissatisfaction, Marty, Johnny, has gone from 15% to 45% in the last 15 years. There's more men dissatisfied with their body and other men shaming other men more than ever.
Stop listening to these people because more likely than not, they don't have the result that you want. Keep something positive in your life to keep you on track because that negativity is going to throw you off and you're going to be wondering why it's 2026 and you still haven't hit your fitness goals.
Almost 64% of men reported being dissatisfied with their bodies. More than half the men walk around not feeling very good about themselves.
If we look back in the 60s, what was required from a male in a gym class was like, these guys were doing fucking pull-ups and doing all sorts of shit that the current people can't do, current men can't do.
It's like the words we choose can make others feel pretty crappy.
But we've gotten to a point in society though where we're not speaking up and people are getting coddled
Yeah.
and encouraged to go the wrong direction.
Sometimes there's a barrier and we can't see it, boys. Sometimes we can't see the barrier, which is preventing me from getting there.
And you
As
might
a leader,
need
as a coach, you got to figure out what button to push. 100%.
and
brother.
you might need the kick in the ass.
Yeah. We need those people. They're going to be fucking honest with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because in my experience, not many often are.
No.
What's my health doing? Right? How is this affecting my habits outside of fitness? How is this affecting my habits at work? How is this affecting my mindset? We have to see a bigger picture, and a lot of people have to take accountability and spark the change in themselves.
I want to challenge unrealistic body standards, right? I want to talk about promoting body acceptance, providing mental health support.
At the end of the day, it's up to you, and you got to give a fuck about your health.
Stop getting butthurt over the results you're not getting because of the work you're not putting in.
In a room of 10 men, almost 65% of the men are looking around, not satisfied with their bodies.
It's not that men were never dissatisfied. That there wasn't that dysmorphia, around their body.
Yeah.
Right? It's always been there.
Apparently, pistachios are now considered a complete protein.
Forget the nuts. Let's leave the nuts in the scrotum for a moment, and let's just talk about the definition of a complete protein.
If you're trying to get your protein from pistachios, man, you're gonna have some gut rot. So the penis needs, blood flow for it to work.
Yes.
So things like berries, citrus apples, grapes, those are gonna have flavonoids. So the more variety of fruits and vegetables, things that increase nitric oxide in the body. So like your dark leafy greens, those are also going to help with blood flow.
As men get older, blood flow starts to change, the penis starts to act a little differently, and when we want to be intimate with our partners, sometimes the equipment doesn't work.
It depends. At this level, everyone else you're playing is also at this level. So what are you going to go from optimal to optimized? You choose, you decide. And if you have a healthy team, then likely both are going to be like, let's experiment and explore what works in terms of your household. Everyone's CEO of their own body, so you have to get invested.
Don't go to the doctor first, get the medication, and then start changing your lifestyle. That's backwards.
Everything starts in the kitchen, right? So get to bed at night early and get that good food in your body to help make good decisions. We know our content is not for everyone. We're all about product market fit, and we are here to have unpredictable conversations that men aren't having elsewhere. Locker room chat, lifestyle chat, conversations to help us move forward.
What we eat has probably one of the most profound effects on our lives in every regard.
Yes.
And somehow people are just not understanding when you ingest, call it poison, right? Yeah. Nobody would take a swig off a fucking Drano bottle.
We as men have, we have complete control over two things every single day in our life. The food that we put in our body and the words that come out. Like,
I always get into something though.
He's all about sharing a roadmap and helping turn thousands of achievers into peak performers along the way. He's got some great content, especially if you are looking to achieve greatness in life.
I say, everybody that I'm hiring, I say, look, I need this to work for you. Yeah. If it works for me, that's kind of a positive side effect. I won't hire you if it doesn't work for me. But if it works for you, then we're good. Your job security hinges on one simple element: your ability to communicate with me if something is not going the way it's supposed to, because it's not a problem. Just communicate.
I got a message from a guy yesterday saying, Keith, I could not afford to buy a TV for my children until I started working with you.
That's cool.
For the longest time, we had a phone that we had to share for the kids to watch. Now that I'm working with you, I could actually buy a TV for my family.
All we have to do is realign how your daily loop goes. And we got to remove a few things. We got to put in a few things, and we make it nice and simple. And the shit starts to happen by itself. Once that vortex starts pulling you in that positive direction, it's kind of addicting.